This is only a training session, but fans are still flocking in. JIANGSU may only be a humble football team in the Chinese Super League, but the club's supporters have been arriving in droves to catch a glimpse of the new star of the team, Alex Teixeira, a 26-year-old joining JIANGSU this season after the club paid a €50 million transfer fee to get him to China, a record for Chinese football. The most expensive transfer to date in 2016, also generating a lot of pride in China.
This isn't that expensive, not at all. China is the richest country in the world.
Before, we were poor. Now we've suddenly become rich. Things have changed. Big stars are coming and they're leading our team and other players are improving.
JIANGSU's spending spree this year didn't stop at Teixeira. The club also paid €30 million to bring fellow Brazilian national RAMIRES to China, luring him from last year's English Premier League champion Chelsea.
Does he change a lot from UK?
Yeah, of course. You see this?
JIANGSU is spending huge amounts of cash to bring in players, but the club can afford it. The team is owned by the Suning Group, a home appliance chain in China which boasted profits of €14 billion last year. Stacked with cash, Suning plans to invest even more in football.
We hope that with what we have invested, we will get more people out to watch our games. If we can produce a good product, perhaps more companies will invest in Chinese football. As long as we continue improving Chinese football, the money is worth it.
Chinese teams are earning more and more money through TV broadcasting rights. The rights to air the Chinese Super League games were sold for the next 5 years for €1 billion. While not as lucrative as Europe, the potential is still huge given the size of the Chinese market.
In the seasons to come, Chinese clubs are likely to buy other great players. There's no need to be worried about them, financially speaking. However, I'm much more skeptical about the football level of the young Chinese players.
Chinese President Xi Jinping, a big fan of football, has decided to make the sport a national priority. As such, the central government has launched a plan to promote football across the country with 15,000 teams to be created and funded over the next 5 years. The ZHAO Academy in Beijing is already being given money for jerseys, balls, and to pay the salary of the coaches. The push sparking a sense of patriotism.
Right now, our country and our government support us. Training young kids is meaningful and it's linked to our nation. Football for young kids isn't just a game, it's also part of China's future and our prosperity.
On top of being a sport, many say football also drives a collective spirit, which is something Chinese authorities continually try to foster amid concerns about a growing wealth gap and individual entitlement among the more wealthy.
Thanks to football, my son is learning how to play with other kids. He plays and cooperates with his fellow players.
In games, we play as a team and we're all happy when we score.
In order to improve Chinese football, French advice is being sought. 270 Chinese coaches have studied at least one semester in French universities to try to improve their learning skills. Mao Ke has just come back from a 6-month trip to France.
I was impressed with how professional the French coaches were and their social skills with the players.
On the field, Mao Ke says he hopes one day to be lucky enough to coach a new generation of Chinese football greats.
China is not ready yet to win the World Cup, but we're trying to improve, and that's a dream that we all share.
Admittedly, there is still a lot to be done. China currently ranks 96th in FIFA's world rankings and still struggles to maintain that position.